Alright, so you're ready to hook up an extra fuse box inside your engine bay to supply power to anything you'd like via switch, on and off safely, with the right size wire, right size fuse, and everything else so that you're not going to start a fire. This is a relay. You're going to find these in any kind of auto parts store with the wires coming off the back. Now, these wires are color coded because they hook up to certain spots on the relay. Let me show you certain spots. These numbered spots to hook up these wires, same exact spots you're going to see on these automotive relays, will allow you to power anything you'd like. Now, this is a bus bar. Now, what a bus bar is going to do for you is they have bus bars directly underneath this fuse box here, and it distributes power to the fuses. And once the fuses have power, they can safely supply power to the relay. And when the engine computer or when a switch is flipped on and the gate is opened on one of these relays, I can say, all right, I've got safe power to go wherever I need to go. Now, what if you want to do that yourself via switches? Simply use an extra safe spot in your engine bay here to add some extra bus bars and a relay box. Now this is what it looks like with all the fuses connected and the negative power going to the negative bus bar, and then the positive going to the positive bus bar. And this is going to my KC daylighters there, so it's just an extra light. Inside of this harness that I have here, you're going to find power that's going to be going into the cab behind the glove box, as well as the switches for each one of those power cables. And that way I can connect switches easily to them and have the power right there too. Now this is what it looks like when it's being assembled. You'll notice on the left hand side there's nothing connected here, and that's because I still have to measure where I'm going to put this fuse box right next to the bus bar there and make sure it's all nice and tidy and neat. Now I highly recommend doing this safely and smartly. This is really the only way to do it. And this is a breaker. Of course, it's just going to flip and reset when the fuse is popped. So instead of having a big fuse between this system and the battery, I'm going to put a breaker, just like you'd find in a house. And if anything ever happens, it just breaks the fuse, breaks the breaker rather. So that way I don't have to replace a fuse too, and it's nice and safe. Now this is a master relay. This thing's going to be between the battery and the whole system. And what this is going to do is, with this little connector here that I'm going to run wires for into the cab, it's going to be a switch here. And when I switch this on, it's going to turn the whole system on. When I switch the switch off, it's going to turn the whole system off. And now I've got a master control, in addition to being able to just turn it on and off manually with the breaker there. There's a couple things I recommend that you get for this project, including decent pair of strippers and, let's see here, get a better shot, spade connectors. Really good way to keep things connected safely. Multimeter wire. It's 12 and 14 gauge wire. Just a reference, make sure you get stranded wire, not solid wire. And these are the grommets that went into the back of the fuse box there. Make sure you label things with a tape and then plan it all out so you know where everything's going and you can do the right size fuses for what you're connecting things to. Just do a little bit of Googling for what you want to connect. For example, cigarette lighters always take 15 amp fuses, and then all the fuses that you might need there. Alright guys, best of luck. If you have any questions, send me a message.